Welcome back, everyone, to episode 80 of the Popcorn Podcast. I am Tommy Crust, alongside me, my co-host Ryan Ferran, and today we're here to talk about Skinamarink and The Last of Us Episode 2, Infected. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
It is called Infected?
Yeah, Infected.
This is the final episode of our fourth season, which seemed really long.
Yeah. Do you know why it's called Infected?
Because it's about a bunch of infected people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just letting you know.
It's just the whole show.
Yeah.
But yeah, how was your week been so far? It's only Tuesday, but how was your weekend, I guess?
I did nothing. It was fantastic. It was great. It's funny, when you're a kid, you want to do stuff on the weekends. When you grow up a little bit, it's just nothing better than just chilling out. Finally get some rest.
Yeah, it was great. I got to watch the Giants get absolutely fucking spanked.
They did get spanked. Yeah. I watched the first drive, and then I started watching House of the Dragon again.
No, I was holding off on the F word because on YouTube we can't curse until the 30-second mark.
Mm-hmm. You just did, though.
No, that was 51 seconds.
Oh, okay.
I was checking.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. Got to drink a little bit. You gotta go watch some Eagles. The Last of Us came out, of course. We saw a couple movies in these since the last episode.
Yeah.
We saw Skinamarink and Puss in Boots. We're reviewing Skinamarink in this episode, Puss in Boots in the next one. Then I saw Plane today.
You did see Plane.
I did, because I had no classes today.
And you said you'd let me know how it was.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to wait till the podcast to actually give it a little. So, if Gerard Butler was in it, probably would have been like a very minuscule movie. Like, I don't think anyone saw. Mm-hmm. First off, I bought a ticket. I was the only seat, and I bought a ticket at 12:45 for a 2:00 movie. I got there. There was like 20 people.
Really?
At a 2:00 showing on a Tuesday, and no one was below the age of 60. And they loved it. But
dude, the geezers love Gerard Butler.
Dude, they do.
They do. They love him.
Man pulls in money. Mm-hmm. But no, I do have to say it's probably one of the better like full-fledged just action movies I've seen in a while. I feel like a lot of the time they action movies are like not realistic at all. Like you're like the whole time you're like, oh, this is fun, but it's kind of stupid. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Stop looking at your phone when I'm trying to have a conversation. Thank
you.
you.
Doing research for the podcast.
No, you're not.
No, I wasn't.
But I will say it had the most accurate use of a 50 cal Barrett I've ever seen. They used it to take out vehicles' engines.
Oh, nice.
And then they did use it on people as well because they were hiding behind cars and like firing. Mm-hmm. And the contractors there in the movie, not Gerard Butler, he was shooting through cars and hitting the people, which is how you would use it because you can see their feet and stuff. They were getting launched like 5 feet back. And I was like, this is so accurate. I'm so happy they did this. But no, it actually was very entertaining.
Nice.
Super gory.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little crazy like idea concept. But at the same time, I had a blast.
Really? All right.
Well, I think I gave it like a 72.
Cool.
Enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But yeah, I recommend if you guys have nothing else to do, go check out Plane.
That's what it looked like. It was either going to be terrible or just fun.
And it was fun. I genuinely enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
But moving into a film that we're actually going to do a little review on, and this is Skinamarink. This film is directed by Kyle Ball, and it had a $15,000 and has made $1.5 million at the box office, which doesn't sound like a lot, $1.5 million, but when it's on a $15,000 budget, that is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The reviews have been very divisive on this movie so far.
Which is totally fair.
Well, yes, which is 100% fair. Yeah. It has a 5.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 71% on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd, with a 57% on Google. The synopsis?
That's the word.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing, and all the windows and doors in their home have vanished. So this movie is an hour and 40 minutes. It feels like 3 hours.
It does.
It is the longest movie that is an hour and 40 minutes I've ever seen.
It's a very, very slow movie.
It also doesn't help that there's like 50 words of dialogue in the whole movie.
Yeah.
And
and it's all from children.
So it's all from muffled children.
Out. Yeah.
Well, and a demon or some creature of the night.
That thing was not like that.
No, I don't. I don't like things that are unhuman. I do not like. Mm-hmm. Like things that should be like a human, like not concept, like a human thing, like speaking and all that should sound normal, and people shouldn't crawl on all fours. Anything like that freaks me out.
Yeah.
But no, this movie, I felt like the first 20 minutes were pointless. We didn't learn anything. Nothing happens. You just learn that the little boy has sleepwalks, and he always hangs out with his older sister, who's only
Yeah.
like 2 years older than him.
And he fell down the steps and
Yeah,
bumped his head real bad.
See, that's why I get the idea. I won't talk about it now. We have a fan question that kind of goes into
There's a lot of different theories you can come up
Yeah.
with from like little clues they drop in the movie. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll talk about like what my actual idea of the theme of the movie is, because we have a fan question like asking that exact thing.
Mhm.
But I gotta say, as much as everyone else who went and saw it with us hated it. I mean, Colin, our editor, he said he'd rather sit his bare ass on a stove than sit through 20 minutes of this again.
The movie also almost killed him.
Yeah, the
First off,
movie
yeah.
almost did give him a heart attack.
Because he fell asleep and woke up and had to clasp his chest.
See, so a lot of stuff I'm going to say is probably negative, but I will say anytime it was like the pace picked up and it got into more of a horror element, and like it stopped being like experimental, it kind of just let the horror do its thing.
Yeah.
I thought it killed it. Like
Yeah.
when it was trying to be scary, it scared the fuck out of me.
No, it's probably the scariest movie I've ever watched.
Oh no,
Because I'm not a huge horror guy either.
No,
so like seeing this,
yeah, but that's even coming from me. I love my horror movies, and this I said walking out that was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's just that there was too much emptiness between each scare.
which was totally on purpose. Like that's kind of the point. That's what the guy, the director, I don't know his name. That's what he was going for. But it is a lot of it. I mean, half the shots are just an empty hallway or a shot of a door or a window, and then they disappear, and then it's a shot of a wall with nothing,
and then
and
a window appears.
Yeah, and it's that constant '90s like grain.
Yeah, it's
sound.
VHS.
Yeah,
not VHS. It's like the old cameras.
Whatever. Yeah, it constantly.
It looks like it's filmed. You're watching it through VHS though.
Yeah, it's totally experimental. It's one of those movies. If you're a movie fan, you might not like it, but if you're a horror fan, you should definitely check it out.
I will say, I think if you're into like experimental filmmaking and like people trying out new things that you've never seen before,
yeah,
I think you'll enjoy yourself, because that's how I came. I walked out of it like everyone else hated it. I mean, I gave it like a 68 or something, which I know isn't a high score. If I was just going off the scares, it's like 100, because every scare landed, nothing felt too much. But yeah, I mean, there's some really cool. It is a very cool idea that I just felt like could have been trimmed down by 40 minutes.
Yeah,
like it's an hour and 40. I think it would have worked better as an hour long.
Yeah,
like,
if you just stopped with the like really, really extended shots of nothing, it would have been like a really terrifying short film, and it would have been pretty good. Maybe not short; it probably would have been like an hour.
Yeah,
but
it's more
still,
like a special.
Yeah,
like a film.
It still would have been really scary. But I think the whole thing with holding shots for that long, it's meant so that your head starts playing tricks on you,
and it does.
Yeah,
especially I felt like maybe not all like the hallway shots and stuff like that, but like the shots of just darkness.
Yeah,
I was waiting to get scared every time.
Yeah, every time, and you start seeing things like walk towards you. Just your mind starts playing tricks on you, which is kind of the point, because the whole movie you're following these two kids, and it kind of puts you back in that headspace when you're a little kid. You're home alone at night and you're watching TV or something. Like
I was never home alone as a kid.
Really?
I wasn't allowed to be home alone until I was like 13, 14. And that was only for like 20 minutes at a time. I was never home alone overnight until I turned 18.
Well, not overnight for me. It's been a while, but
not even late at night. Like I had a babysitter when I was 16.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. It could also mean I had like younger siblings. They didn't.
Yeah, it's the same with me. But I feel like we've had those memories where we're just alone for a while, and when you're a kid, you just start, you hear one little creak.
Oh,
and you're like, oh god, yeah. That movie capitalizes on that feeling. It makes you feel that all over again. So I think it accomplished what he was going for with that. If that was what he was going for, which it seems like it. So I think he did a good job recreating that feeling.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think I forget what film I talked about. I said this exact same thing before. I think I talked about Smile on here before. I was saying how it's like that nightmare that every person's had.
Yeah.
Where everyone has a nightmare of like that weird smiling person. At least I have, and the people I've talked to about Smile have. But like what you're saying, this literally goes off the fear that you had as a child. No one likes the dark, especially not when you're hearing creaking and creepy ass shit happening while you're there. And this movie single-handedly had the scariest 5 minutes of my entire life. That bedroom scene was the scariest thing I've ever watched.
Oh no, yeah, that's probably the scariest thing out of any movie I've ever seen. I mean, that was terrifying.
Did you have something you wanted to say about your phone? Oh, did your little hand?
I'm sorry, I'm getting a text right now.
No. It looked like you were trying to like motion me to like check something.
Oh no.
No, but yeah, no, that bedroom sequence was. But like even with the little things, like a lot of people hated the whole watching the Legos and stuff, but it was the way the Legos were moving that you could tell it wasn't a kid playing with it. It was something else was happening. Or when the chairs on the roof, like the ceiling. For anyone who watched Poltergeist, it was very Poltergeist-esque. But you're literally there's a sequence that I want to tell everyone about it's the daughter, Kaylee, and she has this whole scene. I mean, it's like 8 minutes. It's one take. And it's her just walking with a flashlight.
Yeah.
That was a creepy ass scene.
It is terrifying.
So I think the movie in total, it's experimental. It's trying new things.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. It's not going to be for everyone. Some people are going to absolutely despise this movie. Some people think it's one of the greatest things that's ever been made in cinema. And then I think there's guys like me and Ryan who don't think the movie's.
We're stuck in the middle.
Yeah, but
there's things we loved about it and things we hated about it. And I think that's every opinion is totally reasonable in this one. Yeah, it's so experimental.
I don't need 15 straight 10-second clips of a hallway.
Of nothing.
But then the little phone scared the living shit out of me. The movie's just scary. I think that's it. If you're looking to be scared, I would probably recommend watching this like by yourself with like headphones on like your laptop.
Everybody who I've like heard talk about it says that's the best way to watch it.
I'm gonna watch it in
theaters. Yeah, like laptop, headphones, dark room. That's supposedly the best way to watch it because the sound design is probably
was great.
Yeah, like technically, the sound design is probably the best aspect of this movie. But yeah, I think if you watch this with headphones in, it'll be a whole different experience than in a theater. Also, watching it alone compared to with a bunch of people, because the whole time I was laughing because the jump scares in this they're cheap at times, but they're super effective. Because they're really good.
I think that's what those takes of a hallway help because you're like, I feel like every time once I was starting to settle back down from a scare, that's when it would happen again. I'd be like, Jesus, God, let this be over. But yeah,
because the thing with jump scares, what makes them effective is the build-up, and this entire movie is just build-up. So when you finally get them, they get you pretty good.
Yeah, it's a build-up to, I counted, it's 7 scares.
Yeah,
7 like in-your-face horror.
Yeah, like jump, like loud noise.
Yeah,
scary things.
There are creepy scenes throughout. Like there's
a ton.
Yeah, there's a repeating scene that happens like 6 straight times, and it's not a jump scare at all. And I think you know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Still scared the shit out of me. Yeah, like it's the noises, the screaming, stuff like it put me back in Left 4 Dead if anyone's played that game when you hear the mom crying. I'm thinking the witch.
The witch, yeah.
The Left 4 Dead, I was like, please God, stop.
Yeah. This it also makes you very uncomfortable because it is kids and it's a horror movie, so you're hearing a lot of kids like screaming and crying.
Yeah, it's not.
It's not a fun watch. It's not at all. It made me feel pretty gross after I watched it.
You said it was the grossest you've ever felt after a movie.
I wanted to take a shower after watching that movie. It was gross. But yeah, I think if you're looking to get scared, then watch it. But if you're looking for a movie to like sit down and watch with the family, no.
Even though my mom and dad want to watch it,
they should. Your mom will. My mom hate this movie.
Well, she loves Smile.
There's nothing.
No, like she loves being scared.
Yeah.
Well, she hates it, but at the same time, like she likes horror movies. I told her, I was like, it's weird. Like I was like, nothing happens in the first 20 minutes. Like there's not a word said because the kids don't talk in the beginning. The kids don't talk till like the second act.
Yeah.
The dad talks on the phone once.
Yeah. Other than that, it's just white noise.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of horror, when I went to see Plane, there was a new Evil Dead trailer.
Oh, really?
Scared me. Very excited to watch that though.
All right.
But yeah, you want to move on to
Are we still on for that bet? If you take me to see that movie?
What's the bet?
Remember the bet? No. If you take me to see Evil Dead, because I don't want to see it, you have to dress as a clown on Halloween.
Oh.
Full makeup, everything. Not just
I feel like we should go like this. The bet should be if you have to go see that, I have to watch The Terrifier.
I want you to dress up as a clown.
But that won't scare me.
But I want you to scare yourself.
But I won't scare
It's
myself.
gonna be so funny.
But it won't scare me. That shouldn't be it should be a movie for a movie.
All right.
And I hate clowns. So Terrifier would probably scare me more than dressed up as a clown.
All right.
Is that fair deal?
That's fine.
Okay.
Well, you still have to dress as a clown.
Okay. I would dress up as a clown before.
Really?
Yeah, twice.
Was it a costume or like full makeup?
Makeup, costume,
Man.
big shoes, everything.
I thought I'd really get you with that.
No.
Mm.
No, I've done a mask as a clown and I've done makeup. But
that clown mask my dad brings out every year. You know he named it Tommy, right?
Yeah, he also named this clown toy that I broke Tommy.
Yeah.
I said that in my acting class today. I was like, what are you afraid of? I was like, clowns. Everyone else was talking about like dying alone, not being enough. And I was like, clowns.
Clowns are scary, man.
And I was the last person to go. Everyone was all serious. And I said, clowns. I was like, I hate clowns.
Oh, man.
I said, I fucking hate clowns. But you want to not walk. You want to move over to something that's a little more loved.
Yeah.
That did me. I'm sorry.
It didn't make any sense.
I
thought you were gonna say a little more like lighthearted, and I'm like, dude, The Last of Us is not lighthearted.
No, I wasn't going for that.
I thought you were gonna Last of Us.
I had like a brain aneurysm mid sentence.
Yeah, that's what that is.
But yeah, we're moving over to episode 2 of The Last of Us, titled "Infected."
Yes.
Yes. Cool. This episode is actually being critically loved more than the first one.
Was it?
Yeah, it has a 9.9 on IMDb right now.
Hmm.
The first one had a 9.4.
Yeah, sure.
But I think it had to do with me. Maybe the beginning took me out of it because it lagged like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And
it was also the biggest spike. I think HBO's got to get better servers.
Yeah, because I mean, it's a lot of people to watch one thing.
It's a shit ton of people, but it's also a problem that's been happening for a while.
Yeah, because House of the Dragon too.
Yeah,
House of the Dragon, I feel like we got in front of because we literally clicked on as soon as it would start.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock we were sat down ready to watch.
And we got lucky because we would get on like 8:15 and it would be on.
Yeah,
we'd get a little early on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe that we can do that again. But yeah, it was a very, very laggy. For the first half, it was like it wasn't in the first half. It was like the first 20 minutes. It just took us an hour to watch.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think this episode was great. I think this episode, I love the first one. This one made me be like, okay, they have something.
Yeah,
because there's shows with great pilots that never get that same like catch as they did with the other ones.
Yeah,
like
it kept the spark alive.
Yes, and it made me just want to watch it even more. Like I just want the third episode to come out.
I mean, I told you after this, like I want this. This is a show. I loved House of the Dragon being weekly. I think weekly releases are the best for a show because you can build hype over time, which we've seen with this episode. The viewership spiked 22%, which is insane
ever.
Yeah, so it's a good thing for TV, but at the same time, I just want to see this whole show at this point. Like I'm so hooked on these first 2 episodes. I can't wait for the next episode, and I don't feel like waiting 9 more weeks. Like I can't do it.
Well, now you only have 7 weeks left.
It's 9 episodes, right?
Yep.
9, 10.
So we have 7 episodes left.
Yeah.
Which is already very sad, but we know we're getting a season 2.
Probably.
Well, yeah. Neil Druckmann said there will be a second season.
Yeah.
It's not confirmed a season 2.
I mean, it's already done pretty well.
Yeah.
I can't see them not making a second season.
And I do gotta say, Anna Torv as Tess, I take back everything I said in the first episode.
No, she
was phenomenal in the second episode.
By the way, I didn't realize. I was trying to think what I knew her from. She's in Mindhunter.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I was trying to think. Like, she looks so familiar, but
she's so good at Mindhunter too.
She's fantastic. Yeah.
Another show that I wish had more seasons. Didn't get canceled.
Fincher's got to come back. That's all they're waiting for.
He's not coming back.
He's not, but I want him to.
He's too busy making The Killer.
Oh man,
Michael Fassbender.
So excited for that movie.
But yeah, I mean, this episode was great. I knew that it was green screen. It was actually the blue screen. But as they're walking through like the landscape shots, but the mix between that and practical made it so much more realistic.
Yeah.
That I was kind of like, okay, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it looked
really good, but like
it was noticeable, but not like distracting.
As they said on Nerd Soup, they were saying it was like I Am Legend. And Bo, one guy voice that does Nerd Soup, he said, yes, he's like, that's good for TV. Something it looks 10 years older than the CGI in cinema. It should always be 10 years less in TV.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. And I think for a TV show, this and House of the Dragon probably the best CGI I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
because a lot of the Marvel shows we talked about, the CGI isn't very good. But this mixed practical with the CGI, which I think helps it kind of blend.
Yeah, a ton. I mean, every time they're walking in a room, it's practical. It's really just the buildings and the city at large that was green screen or CGI'd in. But and I think that worked really, really well. Like you were saying, the CGI green screen blends perfectly with the the sets that they're on.
Yeah, no, and this opening in Indonesia was terrifying.
Yeah.
The whole show's terrifying so far. But I loved how she just went bomb. Like there was no like pray or anything like stupid, but they were just like bomb, and it just sent chills down my spine. And when she goes to check the body, she's a doctor, and she like you can tell she is horrified about the infection, the fungi. And it was so creepy. That scene, I was squirming.
That scene was done great because she walks in and she still doesn't really know what's going on, and then you see it kind of slowly pan. You can see a bullet hole in the woman's head. So it's just it's shot like a horror scene. You see new clues that make the situation worse and worse every time until you get to the end. She pulls the fungus out of her mouth, and then it's it's terrible, and there's nothing she can do. And she just says the only thing that we can do is bomb the city.
And they said that Boston's one of the only cities that actually worked in, because they look into the crater, and I really want the scene where that all happens. I just want to see the bombings.
Yeah, I can see this being like every episode. The beginning is a flashback
because I like that idea.
I like it too because this happened the first two. Obviously Joel's backstory with Sarah, right? Was the daughter's name? I think.
Sarah.
Yeah, and so we got that in the first episode, and then this episode was Indonesia, showing the beginning of the pandemic. And then I think the next one from the trailer, it looked like we were maybe going to get. I think it's going to start off with Nick Offerman's character and the other guy. I forget the names. I think it's going to start off with like kind of their introduction and then go into the main story with Joel and Ellie.
Getting to know.
Yeah, I think it's going to start off like that. I think it's a cool thing, showing like if we're going to some new place or meeting some new characters next episode, the beginning of the episode is just going to be a full introduction for them, first 15, 20 minutes, and then we go back to the main story. Because that's kind of video gamey in a way. Yeah. It's usually like you jump from place to place.
And it's like that cutscene that like introduces you to the new place and the new people. You know, they play like a little bit of a mission at them.
Yeah, like a short mission. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a really cool concept that if they stick with that, which I think they might.
Yeah, I'm rewatching the scene.
Yeah, I'm on the scene where they get to the museum. That scene was great. First time we see the clickers. Oh man,
I don't like.
They looked so good.
And people were talking about how she's hamming it up with Ellie too much. Like people hated the scene where she clicks the bell. That is literally a shot from the game.
No, yeah, that's taken one for one from the game.
One for one with the game.
Yeah.
And I loved when they're like, not if she twitches or anything, she starts doing it, and they're like, stop. And she's like, okay. I have an extra hand. Can I get a gun? No. What am I gonna do? Hit him with a fucking sandwich?
Yeah.
I think she's my favorite character so far.
Yeah.
I want to see more from Pedro Pascal, but he's literally playing the character as he's meant to be played.
Yeah.
I just want to see like more.
Yeah. And I think if you're upset with like how Ellie's acting right now, you got to remember she's 14 years old on the beginning of like this journey outside of the quarantine zone. This is her first time. Well, it's not her first time leaving, but it's her first time going this far out. She's again 14. So she's acting like a child. And I think the more the show goes on, the more mature she's going to get throughout it. And I think she is annoying right now, but that's on purpose.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's funny.
But I mean, so I think what scene I want to talk about. What I want to get in. I want to get in Anna Torv as Tess. So they changed it up a lot from the game. She's not as friendly with Ellie as she is, and as like emotionally connecting as she is in the game. She does a lot more in the show, and I love how she tells her, she's like, I'm going to treat you, I'm going to talk to you as an adult.
Yeah.
And she tells her like, you got balls on you, like, God damn it, I have like mucus, it's killing me. But I thought Anna Torv kills as Tess. I love that they had that relationship grow, and it's still very odd between Ellie and Joel. Like they get that alone time when Tess climbs up to check everything out.
Yeah.
And to let them in. And they try and have a conversation right away. He's like, pass.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't want to answer all these questions yet.
Mm-hmm.
He is a broken man.
No, he is. But I think that's what's going to be interesting because this whole thing isn't like classic zombie apocalypse. We got to fend off the horde. This is more about the human aspect. And it's going to be a lot of character development between Joel and Ellie and a lot of character development from other humans and kind of sects of humanity, whether it be like crazy like clans of raiders and murderers and shit. So yeah, I mean, I just can't wait for this show to keep moving on and see where these characters go. Because again, we haven't played the game, so I know how it ends, but I don't know anything between that.
Yeah, I wish I didn't watch someone do the whole gameplay.
Yeah.
Now I know how everything goes.
See, I just know the very end.
They do change certain things, though. Like the whole
No, yeah.
museum, the end of the episode is completely different than it is in the game.
Yeah, because in the game, it's the military's chasing them, right? Fedra. Yeah.
They're supposed to be the ones that like chase and she sacrificed herself.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, and it is.
In this, it's just them getting through zombies.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it actually works better with the walkers, the runners.
I agree.
Yeah, because we've seen 2 clickers, and we've seen runners.
Is that what they're called?
Mm-hmm.
Runners.
Because they run.
Yeah, they do run.
The clickers are because they click. And I love that they kept the clickers that they're just blind.
Yeah.
In the game, they can see a little bit. In this, they are fully blind.
I thought it was just like echolocation in the game, which is why they click.
Yeah, but they can like see through their echolocation.
Yeah, that's what echolocation is. Yeah.
No, but like in this, they can like they can't use it.
I thought they could. We just didn't really get a ton of that yet.
Craig Mazin said they don't.
Did he?
Yeah, he's like they don't. In this, they don't.
Gotcha.
Which I don't get why they clicked then, but they still sound really creepy and terrifying. But I loved the clickers. I love that they went practical and they're just people in suits.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
They do look great.
And that's I forget the guy's name, but he's the same makeup artist from Chernobyl. And if you've seen that show, the makeup in that is really, really good too. And it's again just as terrifying, if not more. So the makeup in this show is fantastic already, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, no, and I loved how when they're trying to hide from the clickers when they're in the museum, it felt like a video game.
Yeah.
Like the way that they're like crouching, moving, and they step on the glass.
Yeah.
It's like in a video game where like you step somewhere you're not supposed to and it makes a loud noise. And you're like,
yeah.
God.
I thought when he was reloading the revolver, I thought he was going to throw the shell casing to distract it.
I know.
And I was like, that's a perfect fucking
No, he's got to throw a beer bottle.
Yeah.
But I just
that scene was so tense when he was loading it and it pans in on him and you hear the clicks super close. Oh,
that whole sequence in the museum was frightening.
It was it was great.
It is the most stressful scene I've watched, tied probably with the dragon chase in the end of House of the Dragon. That's probably the 2 most stressed out scenes I've watched.
Yeah, in TV, yeah.
Yeah, probably in all of television. I don't think I've been that stressed out, like sitting there like, holy shit.
Well, back to Skinamarink, the look under the bed scene.
Well, that's
pretty stressful.
No, that was just straight horror. Like I wanted to.
That was both. I
wanted to close my eyes during Skinamarink.
Oh man, I saw you pull the drawstrings on your hoodie. I was like, oh man,
I was frightened, dude. I was very scared.
That movie.
But I there's not enough I can say about this show, explaining how good it is. I love that Anna Torv and Pedro Pascal were able to show how scared their characters were when they noticed those clickers.
Yeah. Dude, that dude got torn up.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I love the first shot, the first clear shot of it. That's the clear comes out of the corner, like he's like telling her to be quiet and she gasps.
Yeah.
It turns around right in the flashlight.
Mm-hmm.
You just get that great view of it.
Yeah.
But they did they changed it up a little bit. Like you see the clicker chase after her.
Yeah.
So that's when she gets hit.
Mm-hmm.
In the game, it's like in the background you can watch and she's like killing one.
Oh, really?
So they split it up like little tiny changes.
Yeah.
But you never actually see her get bit.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, she does. I'm not gonna lie. As I was watching this, I was like, maybe they're gonna keep her around for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I agree that I think it is time for Jessica because I think you need to show Joel and Ellie grow.
Yeah,
together,
that's the main
form a
part of the
bond.
story is them forming this father-daughter type bond. So, killing off Tess is a way to get them closer together, obviously. So, I thought it was done really, really well though, because you had the kind of change of direction with Ellie getting bit too a little bit. So you kind of think like, oh, one person always gets bit in these types of scenes. Okay, Ellie got bit, everybody's fine because it's not going to affect Ellie. And then you find out Tess got bit, but it also adds to Ellie getting bit because you see the infection running through Tess, her veins
Yeah,
all
and then when
like
you see it on
run up.
Ellie, it's
It's
just
just a
like a
regular
bite.
bite. Yeah.
And
So
you know the scene when Pedro Pascal kills the clicker and he's like aiming his gun?
yeah,
That felt like in a video game when slow motion got moved the right stick over and click RT
yeah,
like in Spider-Man.
yeah.
That's what it felt because it was so zoomed in on him.
Hmm.
That looked like you were controlling it from like
Yeah,
a third person shooter. And I just loved it.
yeah. So did I. I've also seen some people who play the games kind of upset
That he
because
has
they
an
were like,
AR.
yeah, they're like,
Yeah.
you don't get the assault rifle till the very end of the game, man. Like,
When I was listening to people talk about it, I was like, damn it, you beat me to it. I was gonna make a joke that they're playing on like easy difficulty.
yeah,
But no, I
dude, I wanted to grab one of those like muskets so bad.
shoot it with a musket. You know
Just
how
like,
cheesy that
please.
would have been if the
Oh,
musket worked?
it would have been so funny though.
It would have been
It would have been like
ridiculous.
Transformers where he grabs the shotgun out and it already has shells in it. It's terrible.
I love when they make that joke in the Suicide Squad,
Mm,
and she's like, "I can't believe this thing was loaded." That and again going right gameplay 1-for-1 with the game when she crosses over the bridge.
yeah,
That is literally from the game,
yeah,
and they've done a great job of giving the Easter eggs from the game without having to be 1-for-1 the entire time. Like they're
yeah.
giving its own little changes back and forth.
It's fan service done right.
Yes,
Yeah,
unlike the Rise of Skywalker,
yeah,
which is fan service done terribly.
yeah.
Fuck that franchise. It's the sequels, not the entire Star Wars world. But yeah, like even when he's talking to her and he says, and she's like, "Can you ever just look at things like in a good way?"
Hmm.
Like all around them looks real.
Yeah,
Like it's not super. It doesn't take you out of the sequence.
yeah.
Like I know it's a green screen, but in my head, it's not clicking like, "Oh, this looks terrible," or like anything
Hmm.
like that. When there are shots and other things that you're like, "What the hell was the attempt on this?"
Yeah, totally.
But I'm so excited to see how this ends, like the show, because I want to see how well like I want to see how they do it because I think this would be a little change to the end in a way.
Yeah, I agree.
But man, and that final 17 minutes, where it's just them going to the Capitol and all the people are dead inside. She's like, "Oh my God, what did a walker get them or something? A runner get them?" And he's like, "No." He's like, "One of them got infected and they all lost."
Yeah.
And I thought the whole sequence was just so well done. It was so well acted, and it's sad. They make you care about a character so much in 2.5 hours
Yeah.
of screen. She's not never ever seen, but in 2.5 hours of time. And I cared more about her than I've cared about characters that are in shows for seasons.
Yeah.
She does it in 2 episodes,
Hmm.
and them changing it to the runners instead of the military made it 1,000 times more frightening.
Yeah.
Because the way she gets attacked at the end,
It
that
is
it
disgusting.
was just it's like
Yeah.
sexual and like it's like
Mhm.
pervy and it's creepy.
Yeah.
I think I liked it more than I did in the game. I think it
Mhm.
works better with this.
Yeah.
But
And I think it's also like with the zombie runner, whatever it's called, not like mauling her, it just spreads the fungus into her by mouth kissing her, which is gross. But it makes it effective because it further shows like these zombies aren't here to like kill people and eat brains or any of that shit. They're just trying to spread the fungus. That's
yeah,
it. That's all they care
which
about.
I think is a better take on zombies instead of them always having to rip you apart.
Yeah, it's more interesting. Instead of them being like hungry, it's just this hive mind type thing. It's not a hive mind per se, like specifically, but you
It
know,
is closer to like a hive mind because you
yeah,
step on that thing, it tells. Or if
mhm,
you kill one runner, it could alert
yeah.
hundreds,
It's like the
thousands.
fungus is all connected, but it's not like a hive mind. Like they're all thinking in unison. It's just if you alert something, you touch something, the tendrils are gonna feel it miles away. Like it's how fungus is in real life. Fungus is huge.
And I like how Tess explains to him once he finds out that she's infected, that
Mhm.
she's like, "This is our chance for you to put everything right." So that again goes into that they've probably done some really fucked up shit. Like
Yeah,
they've done some horrible things, And I love the quote that's going to be a main quote through the rest of the show. Safe.
Yeah.
And I think it's become people who haven't watched gameplay or played the games at all. I think that's something that if you're going to remember anything, that's probably the main thing. They are only going to save the people that they can. There's not going to be any crazy thing like, and it's not like every other zombie sequence. It's not, oh, this is all about the zombies and like this. This whole show is about guy and the girl.
Yeah. You know how Google does, like, if you look up something, then it'll do, like, a little animation on the screen?
No.
They did one for Last of Us.
Is that what the little mushroom thing is?
Yeah. Just
Oh.
look up The Last of Us, and there'll be a
I
little
saw the
mushroom on the
mushroom. I
bottom.
just didn't click on it.
Click on it.
Well, now I know what it does. You just
But it does. You can click on it a few times.
ah.
Click on it a bunch of times. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I looked up The Last of Us to see if I can find the name of the writer, because I wanted to say it's the same writer from the game. So all the changes that are happening from the game to the show, yeah, it's done to simplify it a little bit for TV, make it fit a little better. But it's also cool because he's writing his story again.
Yeah,
He's writing,
it's Neil Druckmann.
yeah. I mean, be honest, like it's his masterpiece, and he gets another
Well, he's the
shot at it.
co-creator. The other guy is not being credited.
Yeah, but I think bringing in at least like any number of the original writers, he's just getting another chance to do his masterpiece again and perfect it even more. And it's going to be different from game to show, but I think if he's going to change anything, I think he's going to change it for the better.
And I do have to say, I'm very happy because Craig Mazin, who did Chernobyl, is the showrunner of this, and he's going to direct the most episodes. He actually switched up with Neil Druckmann this one. He was a producer, and Neil Druckmann directed this episode.
Yeah, he did direct this one.
And I think I enjoyed this episode probably more than I did the first one. I think that this one was more emotional and just the clicker sequence made this more enjoyable episode.
Yeah.
God damn, they need to stop with the people trying to later.
Oh yeah, that
it's so cheesy.
it is cheesy.
For once, I want them to just get it off once and do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess in like a zombie thing, that thing could be running out of juice.
Yeah.
You gotta keep that in mind. Dude, I am having a rough time trying to speak to this.
You are a little bit. It's all right.
But that whole sequence when Tess is watching the runners run through and she can't get to light, and then finally the one stops and just stares at her.
Yeah.
And then goes over and assaults her. It's just so disturbing.
It is.
Yeah. And yeah, I just love this episode. And I love after that you see them running away from the Capitol building. The Capitol building eventually explodes, and then it's just Ellie standing there, and she like gives off this like sigh, and I think it's not just like a sigh of relief, which I bet it is a little bit that the runners aren't going to kill her, but at the same time, it's like this is what's happening already. What about when we get more into the open, more out there where there's more of them and more people that we have to worry about? Because there's the scavengers, there's the raiders, there's all these other people that they're going to run into.
Yeah, and it's also that Tess is dead, and Tess, out of Joel and Tess, Tess was the more likable one for Ellie. So now
I think she's stuck. The more likable one, just in
yeah, she's now stuck with the dude who wants nothing to do with her at this point, and he's only helping her because Tess told him to help. So she is not excited for this trip, it's going to be entertaining.
My intrusive thoughts almost won, but we've seen me make, not about you, but I was about to make a joke. I'm just not gonna make it though.
Did I say something?
Yeah.
An accident?
Yeah. No, you didn't say anything wrong. It was what you were talking about made me think of a joke to make. You talk about a little girl who doesn't like trust the guy she was, but like it's like all the girls around here, daddy issues.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. yeah, you should have kept that one in the drafts.
It's fine.
Jesus.
No one around here listens to the show.
That's true.
And I don't mean anything about either one of our families. We have loving fathers.
Colin, cut this.
Yeah, Colin, cut the last like 2 minutes. But
no, like 45.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I don't care if he actually cuts it or not.
Cut that.
Cut that.
Cut that specifically.
Cut this. Like what I'm saying now.
Cut this and then that.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're throwing me off.
3, 2, 1, go.
Go. Okay.
All right, Colin, cut that.
I need to timestamp it. Well, or not, because we're probably not going to edit this anyway.
Who cares? It was your bad joke.
Yeah, I don't care. But all in all, I think this episode built on everything else that they've done. I think this was more tense, even though the first episode was tense. I enjoyed the characters more. Not that I didn't love them in the first episode.
Yeah.
But I think this one built more of relationships between Tess and Ellie. I felt like we got more from her, both of them. And yeah, I'm just really excited, especially after watching the trailer for the third episode. That episode's about to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. I think I like this episode a little more too, because it was a little more world building, which is weird because the first one was a lot of world building, but it was more they're stuck in the QZ and they kind of, but now they leave and they're out in like the real world per se, and you just get time to really stick with these three characters. It fleshed them out a lot and also showed you the clickers and what the world looks like now. And yeah, I think this episode developed the story a lot more, which I think I like it a little bit more than the first episode.
Yeah, I think I definitely told. Jiminy crickets! I'm having the roughest day today, but I completely agree. I'm very excited to see where they go with the third episode. I'm excited to see where they go with the rest of the show, and I think that all comes down to Craig Mazin as the showrunner, Neil Druckmann being there, helping them with the show, and having three actors and an actor and two amazing actresses who know what they're doing. And I feel like if you maybe cast one of these three wrong, these first two episodes aren't as good.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like these three characters really bring everything together, and that's what's made the show so good, I think, so far through the first two episodes.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think this was almost a perfect episode of television.
It was a really, really good episode. I can't wait for episode 3.
Oh no,
I can't wait for episode 9.
I can't wait for the whole show. I can't wait for, because I know you're not supposed to do. We always talk about like spinoffs and stuff. I want a spinoff. I just want to see more of this world. I want to see Craig Mazin do more. As like I want him to like show all different, like do like one from Indonesia, like a whole show about how that all went down.
Yeah.
Think of how packed Indonesia is, how close quarters everything is. It's a little different. USCs are much more spaced out, while overseas everything's a lot more close together and everything like that. I would really like to see some more stuff about
that. Or if they do go sequel, I mean, I doubt Pedro Pascal is going to do it, but there is 20 years of Joel doing shit that we haven't seen.
Yo, let's do it.
Like, just saying, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this world.
Yeah, no,
I'm not saying I want a prequel with Joel specifically, but at the same time, of course, finish this season first, and then we'll see what we actually want. But if we do get something like just developing the world as a whole instead of just Boston or just America in general, it'd be pretty cool because this world is really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a totally original take on zombies.
Yes, this is very, very, very different from anything we've gotten before. But yeah, you want to hop into suggestion of the week?
Yep.
You got one?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna recommend That 90s Show on Netflix. I have one episode left, and this show had no right to be as good as it is. Like when that first trailer came out, I was like, "Oh, I'm excited to see some of the characters back and see Red and Kitty." But all in all, I'm watching and I genuinely enjoy the show. Like I hope it gets a second season. And I love That 70s Show, and this is a very well-deserving sequel. I think everyone should check it out on Netflix.
Cool.
Nothing? Still?
Yeah, nothing. Movie. Just watch a movie. I don't really care which one.
You're the worst at this, dude.
I am the worst at this.
That's the suggestion of the week. You're much better at talking than I am.
Sometimes.
We both have our struggles in that department.
Yeah, I don't know. Just watch whatever you want.
Yeah, watch a movie. Set that as a goal for this week. Yeah. Watch something.
Watch The Last of Us. It's going pretty good. Watch Succession. It's coming back pretty soon.
I gotta watch Succession, dude.
Yeah, I've been saying watch a movie, and I just said 2 TV shows, but it's okay. I don't really care enough.
Watch 2 episodes of The Last of Us, and it's just like a movie.
Yeah, or just go through the Oscar nominations just came out, and whatever you haven't seen, go watch those.
Or watch The Batman, which didn't get a Best Picture nomination, but that's for the next episode to talk about.
That is true. It didn't.
But
all right.
Yeah, ready to do the 5 fan questions we have?
Yeah.
Because the original plan was to do Puss in Boots, this, Oscars, and Skinamarink all in one episode. Yeah. And I felt like that would just be too long.
A little too packed, yeah.
So I split them up. So first question. What other PlayStation exclusive should get its own HBO adaptation? This is from your buddy Ant.
Adaptation?
Jesus, God.
Well,
Adaptation.
yeah. Well, they're working on God of War right now, which I
That's
don't know if.
Amazon though.
Yeah, but it's still a PlayStation
I want
adaptation.
HBO to do all of them.
Yeah, but that wasn't the
Yeah,
question.
it says, as I said, what other PlayStation exclusive should get its own adaptation at HBO?
Oh, it was HBO?
Yes.
Okay. You said adaptation, and I kind of just stopped listening from there.
I want Horizon.
Horizon Zero
Forward
Dawn?
Horizon, whatever.
Forward Horizon?
Forward Horizon. I thought
I
that's
thought
what
it
it's
was
called.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
That's probably what it actually is.
Yeah.
Well, it looks really cool, and I want to show.
I thought you said Forward Horizon. I was like, they're gonna make a car show. I'm trying to think what
Fuck
other
off.
exclusives are there.
I can't think of MLB The Show 22. I want an adaptation of my.
There's a new season of that every year.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the TikTok of the guy who watches the NBA from the 60s? He's never watched the NBA before, and he's watching every season.
Really?
Of his favorite team because he's never watched it before.
That's pretty funny.
And he's like, damn, it's 1980. The Sixers are balling.
Oh man, there's some good ones.
Oh, Until Dawn. That's what I want. It's Wendigos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what I want them to make. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, I want to say Uncharted, but we just got that movie.
I don't hate the movie.
No, I don't hate it either. We both.
I hope it gets a sequel.
I think also Ghost of Tsushima, if I'm pronouncing that right. That game, I played it with Ant a few times. It's fun. I've heard the story's very, very good as well. So I think you can do that.
Directing. It's already being made.
Is it?
Yeah, they're making a movie.
All right. Oh, there's also
the guy who made John Wick, who's listening, is directing a Ghost of Tsushima movie.
Well, how long has that been in production?
8 months.
Really?
Yeah.
How did I not hear about this?
We've talked about it on the podcast.
Dude.
You don't remember anything we talked about. No. As soon as we start recording the next one, you're going to forget what we talked about on this one.
Dude, as soon as you hit stop recording, brain turns off. That's it.
And then turns back on for the next 40 minutes.
Yeah. There's also Detroit Become Human, which I've heard good things about.
Yeah, that'd be a cool one.
That'd be a cool one. Nice little take on AI.
Humanity.
Yeah. There's not enough of those,
It's not like iRobot is a movie that's already came out.
Yeah. I mean, I think Uncharted would be the easiest one, but we got the movie, and I didn't hate the movie, and I feel like they might make a second one. So they can keep that, but I think Ghost of Tsushima would be really, really cool, be a great samurai flick, TV show. And then Detroit Become Human would be a cool one too.
Yeah, that's a good list.
Yeah.
The second question is, with Skinamarink, what do you think the true theme of it is? This is from Tyler. I think it's just a poltergeist. I just think it's as simple as that. I think something's haunting the home.
Yeah, I think it is like a haunting too. I like the other theories, like the kid falling down and then he's like the parents are getting divorced theory. There's a lot of theories for it.
Yeah, I think it might just be a nightmare too.
Yeah. And every theory is correct in its own right. There's no distinct answer. But I think it is just a ghost. I think it's more simple than people are thinking it is.
Yeah, because
that's just my opinion.
I hate the theory that it's like the ghost takes him to like another dimension and stuff like that.
Yeah, I hope
that house was just the little house that they show. It's just a toy to me. That was just a toy.
Yeah, that part confused me. I'm just blocking that part out.
Yeah,
just
to me it was just the toy.
Just a really fucked up demon.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it is
a fucked up demon.
God damn.
Are you enjoying that The Last of Us is changing up certain things from the game? This question from Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's still following the same beats, but it's making it its own.
Yeah. Because I agree with that, because I also want to play the game when it comes out on PC. March 3rd.
I know.
It comes out. I told you that already.
Yeah.
I remember when I say things, but now
you don't remember when I say things back to you.
Yeah. So I'm definitely going to play it, and I'm definitely going to enjoy it when I get to play it, because it is going to be a little bit different. So I'm glad they're changing stuff up.
Oh, same. This question here is from Lexi. Is Skinamarink one of the scariest movie ever? Or, as in my opinion, it's just some pompous, arrogant movie? I think it is the complete mix of both.
Yeah. I think it is this guy,
this guy thinks he's the shit.
I don't think so. I think he was just really trying some new stuff. I didn't see anything super pretentious about it. You can totally say it is, but I didn't think it was crazy pretentious. There's pretentious movies. This movie was not pretentious. It was just an experiment.
Other pretentious movies.
The Batman.
Shut the fuck up. Don't say stupid shit.
No, I'm not. No, I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was that crazy over the top. I mean, it was over the top. I can't think of the right word. I think it was the scariest movie I've ever seen.
Oh no, to me it's the scariest thing I've ever watched.
Yeah.
And I don't think pretentious is maybe the right word. Experimental is.
Yeah,
The
it's
word.
experimental. I don't think the guy was like, I'm gonna be better than everyone else. I think the guy was like, I want to try something new that no one's ever done before. So I think he just did that.
Yeah, agreed.
Because he also had $15,000 to make this movie,
That is
so
true.
he couldn't really do anything else.
And you saw where they used the money.
Yeah.
And for the last question of the episode, what is your guys' thoughts on the hate that Bella Ramsey is getting? This question for Skylar. So I just want to say something. If you are tweeting stuff out, DMing her, or leaving comments on something talking about Bella Ramsey and her appearance or how she's acting, you're a fucking asshole. And a lot of other things. And at least the girl's doing something. This girl has been in 2 of the biggest shows of all time. She did Game of Thrones, and now she's doing The Last of Us. Like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up.
Yeah.
It's so fucking annoying.
It's only 2 episodes.
Yeah, but they're just certain words I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to have Colin have to bleep things.
Yeah. No, I mean, she's been great so far. I really, really like her as Ellie. I don't have anything against her so far. And again, if you have problems with her acting, I can't see anything. I think she's done fine so far. You probably have problems with the character more so. And
Yeah,
we're only 2 episodes in, so you can't really fully comment on that yet.
Yeah, like if you don't like it, then you're not gonna like the game.
Yeah,
I just don't get it. I don't get why people have to be such dicks to everyone. But just because someone's being successful, it doesn't mean to be an ass.
Yeah, no, I think she's been doing a great job.
Yeah, agreed. But yeah, is there anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, well,
I never want to add anything.
I'm gonna always ask. It's just nice to know. Do you want me to stop asking you?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning into the episode. Make sure to listen to us anywhere you can find podcasts. Check us out on YouTube. We do a lot of shorts. We have a TikTok where we post on pretty frequently now. And all around, yeah, thank you guys for continuing to support the show and listen to me and Ryan talk like bumbling buffoons for an hour.
Yep.
Yeah. So Ryan, again, I leave you with the last words.
Trying to think of words. Man, this is tough.